Welcome inside Percy Perry Stadium here, ladies and gentlemen, live from Coquitlam, British Columbia here on BC Sports TV. It is the World Lacrosse Super Sixes event. It is our second game of the day, and this one going in the men's division between Team Mexico and Team Indigenous. And we are underway with the opening face-off. Clamp won by Team Indigenous, but Mexico grabs the ball, shot, and that one goes just wide. No save there for the starting netminder for Team Indigenous, being Keegan Melanchuk. Across the turf from him, Matthew Murakami in between the pipes. And he awaits his first shot, and ideally first save, as that one goes high off his chest and way out of play. Possession will stay in favor of Team Indigenous, and they'll start off in that near side corner. Tamika Godfredson will take it to X, looking for a wraparound shot, and that one's stopped by the goaltender. Somehow Godfredson just avoided the crease and got the shot off. But a save took away that opportunity, and now an opportunity for Mexico to strike first in the opening stages. Thank you for joining us here on BC Sports TV for our second game of the day. The first one concluded about 15 or so minutes ago between Great Britain and the Haudenosaunee. There's a save by Melanchuk, and a quick transition feed over the center line. Fast break opportunity, 2-on-1 shot, 5-hole goal. And Team Indigenous will go up 1-0, and a quick breakout feed turns into a 2-on-0 for Mexico. Fake shot, and that one goes off Melanchuk and off the post, but the rebound falls to a streaking player for Team Mexico, and that one goes over 1-1 quickly. Josh Sanchez gets that one over the goal line. Fast-moving opening quarter here. A trail check, jars the ball free, and Team Indigenous able to save that one from going out of bounds, but unable to save the offensive possession, as a turnover will send Mexico back into the offensive zone, almost giving possession right back, but keeping after it near the center line. Jab step to clear some space, and the pass goes over the far side. Late change coming. The righties go to work, and that one from a tough angle goes just under the bar, past the stick of Keegan Melanchuk. And now Team Indigenous with a chance to tie things up just after Mexico got the 1-goal lead. Spinning shovel shot goes wide, and Mexico will start off from their own side of center behind the goal. A little bit of pressure coming from Team Indigenous, but great individual effort by Angel Asensio. Mexico got their reset as they got over the center line. Ball gets knocked loose, able to keep after it, and they'll work from the far side corner. Late change here for Team Mexico. They'll work from X. Pass back to the outside, and now to the trailing player with a low shot and a save by Melanchuk. Someone a missile from distance, and that pass out of the reach of the intended target, being Sakani Baker, and possession will go right back to Mexico. Slowly over the center line. Another late change here for Mexico. They'll start their motion. Individual drive through a couple of defenders, and a goal goes glove side past Melanchuk. He'll quickly send it up. Quick transition for Team Indigenous as Baker with a shot goes into the stick of the goaltender for Team Mexico, Murakami, with a couple of saves to his name to start things off and sends his team the other way in transition. Ball goes to the far side corner as the wholesale change is completed for Team Mexico. Double team comes from the defenders, and a pass goes down low. Blind shot goes off of the foot of Melanchuk. Might have caught a piece of the post, and player gets dumped down to the turf. That will keep possession in favor of Team Mexico, who have a little extra jump in their steps here to start off the opening quarter. And lead for their efforts as well, 2-1. In the midway stages of quarter number one. Shot blocked. Chance for Team Indigenous to go off to the races, and they will do so now on a partial break, and that one goes over the stick of the goaltender. And we're tied up at 2. And a good stick check knocks the ball free, and Team Indigenous will just keep possession here. Moments after tying the game, now an opportunity to find the lead. That one goes off a Mexican stick and out of play. That shot goes wide and off the end fence, and possession will go back to Team Mexico with an opportunity now to clear their zone. They were successful in that a few moments ago, but early pressure from the defenders gave possession right back to Team Indigenous. Now there's a pass going through, a shovel feed and a save by Malinchuk. It'll go down to the turf. Mexico keeps possession. Delayed call coming up now against Team Indigenous as ball goes back over to the far side. Pass through, another low shot, and that one goes past Malinchuk, and we'll get a stoppage here as there was a penalty on the play, but we're back with Mexico in front. So it'll be a power play for Team Mexico. Insult to injury here as they just scored a moment ago, and will go to work on the power play as well. So work it over to the righties first, and that shot stings the corner. Sidearm rip from distance. Josh Sanchez gets another one, and he'll head off and let his defense go to work with Team Indigenous now looking for an answer in their own right. Baker spins away. Pass out of the reach of the intended target and out of play. Possession Mexico. Mexico still on the power play once the ball gets blown back in. Official calling for a reset, and that pass will be redone here as goes out of play, last touching a defender's stick. Mexico will start off behind the cage. Now back to even strength. So they had an opportunity on the power play, but with the delay in getting possession back after it went out of bounds, we go back to even strength here. Baker with a turnover. Pass goes through, shot scores. A quick one in transition for Team Indigenous. And now Mexico with a chance to answer back once again. And now another penalty coming up just around the corner here is Mexico will get another chance here with the extra attacker, and they'll start off on the far side first. Charlie Frattini going to start off possession on the far side quickly to Diego Hopkins. And now the lefties will go to work with the extra attacker. Now far side feed. Player available through the middle, but they'll keep it around the perimeter now. Deflected pass, and Malinchuk will collect from his crease, and a quick feed over to Baker near side. A little bit of pressure and a quick pass. A bullet on the run. Still shorthanded. Chance scores a bouncer. Goes stick side. Past Murakami, and now make that 2 straight for Team Indigenous. And that'll be the end of the quarter, I believe. So we will step aside for a couple of moments, and we'll be right back for quarter number 2 in just a moment. Welcome back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to BC Sports TV. Tino Farah here, your voice for our second game of the day and the first game of the men's division. There's a quick shot and a goal by Team Mexico on the power play. And they've had the upper hand here, but the transition for Team Indigenous has been dangerous. That shot on the run and stopped by the goaltender, Matthew Murakami. Got his stick on it, and it turns into another opportunity going the other way for Team Mexico, looking for 2 straight to start off quarter number 2. Pass goes through, shot, and a toe save. Melanchuk kicks that one aside, and we'll shake that off as Sakani Baker will clear the defensive zone. Watched on and kept at bay. Pass goes to the outside. So we're back to even strength lacrosse. Under 10 on the shot clock. There's a drive from his wrong side. Nicholas Thomas, and drew a penalty on that drive as well. So Team Indigenous will head to the power play. I believe they're first of the game. And Thomas will stay out for this power play unit, and he'll park himself near side. Wants the ball, gets it, and quickly sends it over to his right. Spin, drive, shot, and a save. Murakami takes another one into his midsection and sends his defenders the other way in transition. Lob feed goes all the way across. Josh Sanchez parks himself at X. Watched on by Baker. Sanchez drags underneath, shot, and that one goes into the face mask of Melanchuk. Sanchez gets his own rebound. Killing clock here from behind the goal. Calmly waiting as defender starts to close the gap. Pass goes to the outside, shot just inside the post. And past Melanchuk, another one for Team Mexico. And we are back to even strength. Here's Baker. Bouncer scores. They find their first of the quarter. Sakani Baker just tucks that one inside. And now Mexico looks for an answer back in their own right, and they do. Goals back to back here past the 2 goaltenders, and Team Indigenous again looking for an answer. Mexico's had the upper hand to this point. Pass looking far side crease was just off the mark. Nathan Grady-Sam was there, but just could not quite get his stick on it, and Mexico will clear the zone on a little bit of pressure. Pass goes over to the far side. Still plenty of time to work with on the shot clock. Backhanded shot goes wide and out of play. Possession for Team Indigenous. Slowly and methodically over the center line. And that'll give us a moving screen against Team Indigenous. That'll end that possession a little bit early. Mexico will start off from behind their own goal. Murakami needs a target, and he'll find one on a late change. Drive goes behind the net. Charlie Frattini draws a double team back to the outside. Sanchez rips one home, another one past Melanchuk, and he'll retrieve that from behind the goal line. Pass goes to the near side for Team Indigenous. Driving a pass goes far side as that one just deflects off a stick and drops. Now the goaltender for Team Mexico will send it up, running out of time here. Just 2 more seconds to get it over the center line, and unable to do so. So I believe that's actually our first 10-second count of the day thus far. Turns into an opportunity, and a beautiful save. Murakami bid on the fake, but came back over top and took away the high corner. Now Sanchez Again, parks himself behind the cage, shopping for a target through the middle as his teammates near side will clear out. Does Sanchez want the one-on-one drive? Now comes over top, shot, scores. That one goes glove side past Melanchuk, and he will again look up the turf. Backhand feed, goes to the near side, shot, scores. Good answer back from Team Indigenous, as that one comes from Temeka Godfredson. And he'll stay and play a defensive shift here as well, with Mexico clearing the center line successfully this time around. Now a shovel shot, looking for a bit of a wraparound. Goes well wide into the corner. Team Indigenous will collect. So we're into the later stages of the half. Split dodge, and the pass goes over to the far side. Baker, pass through, and a twister goes past the goaltender. Another one now for Team Indigenous, as they've started to find their offensive footing a little bit more here in quarter number 2. Mexico has been good with their answer back, however, and they get a quick clear and a drive through a double team. But that double team is successful from the defensive end, kicked forward. And that'll be an interference on a push there going against Team Indigenous. They were about to escape the zone. Now we'll go short-handed as that shot goes high into the stick of Melanchuk, and Mexico will go to work on the power play. So it'll be possession Mexico, and they will go to work on the power play. Carlos Fuentes starts things off from the far side. Fake shot from the corner. Fuentes with it again. Winds up, low shot and a low save by Melanchuk. He'll send what up. Baker reaching for it, deflects it forward, and he's going to try to chase it down himself as a couple of defenders come in to close that gap. Sanchez collected and spun away, but being a legal procedure that will go against Team Mexico, so that will end their power play, and the Indigenous will keep possession here in the offensive zone. Another chance to cut into the lead. Pass goes to the near side first. Lefty's going to go to work. Shot deflected. That goes out of play, and an early end to that possession once again will give it right back to Team Mexico. Ball knocked loose as Sanchez collects on his own side. Last touching an Indigenous stick, so no back over call. Bounce pass goes over to the far side. Driving from goal line extended, and that one just goes over the stick of Melanchuk. Tough angle, but no matter. Now Team Indigenous back into the offensive zone, and we're back to even strength lacrosse here. Back to the perimeter. Shot and a stick save. Murakami has been strong in this game, but gives that one away on the breakout feed. Pass goes in front and scores. Turnover turns into a goal. And with the final count underway, that will conclude the first half of the game with Team Mexico now in front 11-8, and we'll be back in a couple of moments for second half action. Welcome back inside Percy Perry Stadium here, ladies and gentlemen, as the action back underway in the first game of the men's division. World Lacrosse Super Sixes, and just like we started off the second quarter, we start off the third quarter with a quick goal. That one coming from Team Indigenous to cut the lead down to 2. It's 11 for Mexico to 9 for Team Indigenous. And the lead is right back up to 3. Josh Sanchez bounces one past Keegan Melanchuk. A couple of quick strikes to start off the second half of the game, but Team Indigenous maybe with a little extra confidence after a quick goal here to start off their comeback. That shot might diminish a little bit of that confidence as it goes well wide, and possession will go right back to Team Mexico. As a defensive breakdown turns into an opportunity on a drive, and one-on-one with a goaltender in 6s. Not a lot that Melanchuk can do about that one, but a fast break opportunity and a save the other end. Both goaltenders have been busy to start off the second half. The transition starting to play more and more of a factor the later into this game that we get, as Mexico has a player dumped. Diego Hopkins heads off for a change as that pass goes out of play once again, and another possession for Team Indigenous ending earlier than they would have liked, and back for a defensive shift with Mexico facilitating a late change, and ball will come over to the near side. Baker forces his man behind the cage. Good defensive shift, but a shot nonetheless, and that'll go glove side past Melanchuk. Mexico continues to pour it on offensively. Hunter will backpedal away as Baker takes the feed. Comes over top, fake shot, now backpedaling away himself, and the slide comes over. Pass goes through on top of the crease, shot and a goal. They get another one back. The offense starting to open up a little bit here in the second half of the game. And now a penalty coming up on a hit from behind. It's Carlos Fuentes, the fallen Mexican player, back to his feet, and he waits along the outside, and his team will reward their fallen teammate, but I believe we will still get the penalty called nonetheless. It'll be an illegal body check going up against Team Indigenous, and Mexico, after just scoring, will go to the power play either way. It's the second time in this game we've seen this scenario where delayed call coming, the team scores and goes right back to work on the power play regardless, and it was Team Mexico both times around. That shot goes off the post and will ricochet out of play. Possession Mexico. Fresh 30 to work with as well. Sanchez will collect. And he's going to shoot early, but Melanchuk dropping down to a knee gets enough of that with his stick, and he'll send it up in transition. Collision will send Mexico to the penalty box, but a shot on the run scores here for Team Indigenous. And the penalty will still come either way, much like Mexico cashed in and went to work a moment ago. Now the exact opposite goes, and this time in favor of Team Indigenous. They score, and in a couple of moments will be on the power play. Drive low, scores a bouncer. Cuts into the lead once again. Now 15-12 in favor of Team Mexico. Looking back for an answer themselves. There's a drive and a low save. Melanchuk with 2 straight into the stick. Quick up on the run. Shot wide, and they've had their chances, but just too many have gone wide for Team Indigenous, not making the goaltender make a save. Game still very much within reach here. Still with another quarter around the corner. Sanchez jogs his way to X. Head up, looking for a passing lane through the middle, watched on by one lone defender. Quick peek at the shot clock, going down to 3. There's a shot in the top corner and does all the work himself and rewarded as well as that one goes high over the stick of Melanchuk. Now Baker, one defender to beat. Swim move, drive, scores! Prettiest goal we've seen so far today. And maybe another one is pass goes through on a turnover. 2 quick ones in less than 10 seconds for Team Indigenous. Now the lead down to just 2. A little extra momentum on their side as well. And that one from almost no angle beats Melanchuk. Man, oh man, what a goal. Charlie Frattini on his wrong side, but still puts it just under the bar. And the 3-goal lead now is restored. Now quick pass up. Goes low to the feet, able to keep after it and ringing one off the iron. Mexico beats the goaltender but could not beat the post. And now they'll collect their own rebound and keep possession here with a fresh 30. Shovel feed goes behind the net. There's the wraparound attempt, and shot goes wide. The defender came in to close the gap either way. But those sharp angle shots have been a strength of Team Mexico in this one. Dangerous to shoot from what feels like virtually anywhere on the turf. And unforced turnover here for Team Indigenous, just unable to clear the zone with no pressure, in Mexico will try to take advantage. A bounce shot goes high into the corner again. Now a quick up pass on the run and unable to get a shot off before stepping through the crease. Andrew Sam, though, maintained possession. Quick feet as he splits from behind. Thought about the wraparound, but forced out to the perimeter. Near side feed and the drive downhill. Backhand feed across. On the mark, backhand shot and a stick save. Murakami shuts the door, and Mexico with an odd man rush. Backhand feed goes to the crease and another top corner strike. Mexico making quick work of that transition. Asensio rips that one to the top right corner, and another turnover going against Team Indigenous will again end that possession. Goaltender Murakami sends it up and over center with a second to spare. Josh Sanchez gets into the offensive zone, but turnover sends Team Indigenous in alone on a breakaway, scores. And the final 10 seconds of the third quarter underway. Mexico looking for one final shot. And they bounce one over the goal line, a buzzer beater just before the quarter expires, and they will head into the final frame leading 20-15 with just 8 minutes remaining. You're watching BC Sports TV. We'll be back after this. Back underway for the final quarter between Mexico and Team Indigenous. And Mexico leading, 21-15 through 3 quarters of action. So Team Indigenous trailing by 6. So they've had their looks offensively, like I'd imagine we're about to see now, but just a few too many off target, a few bobbled passes. But a chance now to cut into the lead, and they do exactly that. With just a few seconds remaining on the shot clock. Now the lead cut down to 5. And Mexico have been so good at answering back in their own right. Do they have some more magic now? They do, as the shot, an individual effort. Charlie Frattini gets another one. He's been all over the score sheet in this game, and now Sakani Baker takes a shot and fires it just wide. That'll give possession back. He thinks that's deflected. One official agrees, and that will be the decision, keeping possession in favor of Team Indigenous. They're going to get the shot clock down to about 21 seconds before they get back to the action, which they will do now. Here's Baker, who took that original shot a moment ago, took that one as well, and that one goes cleanly out of play. Now possession will be collected by Team Mexico from behind their own goal. Gerardo Vasquez Leon starts off the transition, sends it up to Sanchez, drives downhill and goes behind the goal. Delayed call now coming up against Team Indigenous. Sanchez sends one in front, shot scores to the top corner from in tight. Sanchez and Frattini connect again. I believe it was a slashing call going to Team Indigenous. So once again, Mexico scores with the delayed call and will go back to work on the power play and keep possession. So they'll start off on the far side and quickly pass down low. Thank you to everybody again for joining us here on BC Sports TV. We're going to be here today, tomorrow, and Sunday for some Thanksgiving action here in the World Lacrosse Super Sixes, live from Percy Perry Stadium in Coquitlam, British Columbia. Quick goal on the power play a moment ago for Team Mexico. Indigenous need an answer here and need to go to work offensively sooner than later as the clock continues to wind down. That shot goes out of play on the bounce, and the goaltender for Team Mexico, and Matthew Murakami, who's been strong in this game, will collect and start off from behind his own goal. Quick pass up near the center line, and Sanchez gets away from the pressure, wanted a slash, but the officials disagree. Sent a sidearm bouncer down to the near side corner. A little too hot to handle, but able to keep after it, and that shot goes off the side of the net. Melanchuk drags it back into his crease. Looks up in transition, finds a teammate near side. Splitting a couple defenders with the low shot, and that just goes over the goal line. I believe that was Sampson, and now a breakaway the other way for Team Mexico. Scores top corner. Charlie Frattini. Perfect example right there of how quickly the goals roll through in sixes. As Mexico makes quick work. Following allowing a goal just a moment ago, there's another opportunity. It's foiled by good defensive effort, but there will be a penalty on the play, and Team Indigenous with an opportunity to cut into this lead. 24-17, I believe that says, in favor of Team Mexico. So another chance here for Team Indigenous to cut in. Still keep it around the perimeter. Gottfriedson over to the far side. Wants it back, doesn't get it. Shot was blocked. Now Gottfriedson keeping after it. Still with half of the shot clock remaining. A low shot stopped by the goaltender, knocked forward from his crease. Temeka knocks the stick out of the hands of the defender. Now Baker from his wrong shovels one towards the goal and wide. And now a long feed from the goaltender turns into a chance. Short-handed, shot and a save. As Melanchuk just got a leg on it. Now a chance on the wraparound, and that one goes off the side of the goal. Melanchuk doesn't know where it is. It was behind his crease. Frattini found it before anybody else did and sends that one off the goaltender and out of play. Mexico will keep possession. So we're back to 5-on-5, even strength lacrosse now. Sanchez kept it bay. Gottfriedson got a whack. Still keeping him to the perimeter. Behind the net, pass got through, shot, scores. Frattini gets another one. It's that combination of Charlie Frattini and Josh Sanchez has been dangerous. That backhand shot by Baker goes off the crossbar. Knocked loose, high into the air and out of play. Possession Mexico. Pressure starting to close in. Turnover, and that'll be a penalty, I believe, going against Team Indigenous, and momentum remains in favor of Team Mexico. So Mexico, who have had plenty of looks on the power play, get another one here. Sanchez goes down low. Frattini looking top corner, and that goes wide and out of play. Possession for Team Indigenous. And now back to even strength we go. Shot goes right into the midsection of the goaltender, and a quick up here for Team Mexico if they can collect. Knocked loose. Kept after it again, and over center quickly. That'll turn into a bit of a 2-on-1 with the dip and dunk, and that one goes past Keegan Melanchuk, but a quick up himself. Opportunity for a fast break for Team Indigenous. Heavy shot, scores. Andrew Sam fires that and beats the goaltender, who quickly gets it back into the offensive zone himself. Deflected forward, shot and a save by Melanchuk. Rebound falls to a defender on top of the crease. Looking to escape the zone as Baker just avoids that contact and turns it into a 2-on-1 now for Team Indigenous. Baker tucks underneath, shoots, scores. Track meet starts to open up here in the late stages. Final quarter of action in our second game of the day. There's a shovel shot well wide and behind the net, where Team Indigenous will collect and start off possession. And we'll get a quick redo of that. And there's the final count of the game underway. So one last shot for Team Indigenous, one last save for Matthew Murakami, and that will conclude this one. Final score 26-19 in favor of Team Mexico, and that will conclude our second game of the day. So we're gonna have about a 3-hour break, and when we come back, it'll be the second game of the day for the women of Great Britain, and it'll be our first chance to see Team Canada try to find their first win of these World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Thank you for joining us here on BC Sports TV. My name's Tino Farron. We'll be back in a few hours for some more sixes action.